Stepping silently out from the woods on both sides of this platform comes my wolf, Greyfang, which is black. He has a white belly, and his front legs from the knee down are a solid gray. I myself have shaggy hair that's like several inches long, as well as long sideburns that are pretty gruff, and a chin beard that is braided and hangs down several inches. I've got some camouflage-looking armor with almost like leaves, sewn into it, and I have a greatsword on my back, a longbow in my hands with an arrow nocked but pointed down, and I also have an amulet and gauntlets on my hands that are the color of blood. I've got a backpack belt pouch, and it's definitely got some supplies and gear in it. I step forward and just say, sniff towards her, and that's it.
Ludwig?
Ludwig is a halfling. He's just over, or rather just under 5 feet. He's a little tall for a halfling. He's wearing rich blue like robes, and the only real weapon that he carries is a sling with some stones. He's got like a steel rod with him that kind of hangs from his neck.
Okay. All right. So you, O deva, named Ryka. You stand as these intruders are suddenly in this clearing, and suddenly you realize you don't know how long that you have been here for, or how long you've been meditating. All that you remember is a voice that seemed to fill your entire body, and more than literal words, you remember a feeling and a sense of purpose to uncover that which has been hidden, to seek out ancient knowledge and lore and bring it into the light of the current day. You know that you feel that there is much buried in this region that you've been sent to, and it is your duty to bring it into the light to benefit others. Knowledge, lore, artifacts of the past.
Well, she introduces herself, and...
Would you come down from the stairs?
All right, this tall, graceful, womanly person descends the stairs.
We should apologize to you for interrupting your early morning meditations, but it is just our fate that we have come to stumble upon you.
At this point, my guy's gonna be rolling an insight, see what is going on with this chick, see if I can figure out odd that someone would just be hanging out in the woods like this. I have a 10 insight.
You don't know what she is or what she's doing other than what she has led on. She is definitely not like anything you've met before.
I've never seen anything like her.
Neither myself nor Greyfang will take our eyes off of her then.
You see, as the early morning sun's like casting my shadow on the back side of the stairs, like as my shadow is being cast on, you see these little souls like writhing out of it, like they're trying to climb up to the top, but they're not really getting where they're lingering out from it.
So, Rika, what are you doing out here in the woods? What's going on? What's the deal? It's a beautiful day.
I have manifested here to seek knowledge.
Knowledge, huh?
Something we don't have here.
Yeah, I'm manifested to
I can
seek,
tell you almost
gold,
every
so-
plant that grows in this forest. But as far as books are concerned, no. My school days did not last long. I got teased by the other children. The other children got hurt. I got kicked out of school.
You had a mustache before the other kids did.
Indeed.
Apparently they are in need of your knowledge. Would you like to join them in whatever they're doing, or at least talk to them about it?
Sure.
Sure.
We have a map here to these locations of...
Hey now, don't go showing everybody my map. That's my
I'm
map.
not showing
It's
it
not
to you,
your
I'm
map.
just saying it. Jeez.
Mr. Grabby Pants.
Shut up, you little midget! 25 intimidate.
What's your will?
Fine.
What's your will?
Not 25.
Yeah, even if you were unfriendly, I don't think you'd have the. You'd still get it.
We simply just want this smart and beautiful lady to accompany us to these historical sites that we have no knowledge about.
Apparently there are adventurers who have a map, but they don't exactly know what it's to. They've gotten a little bit of tips, but they're still winging it quite a bit.
May I have a look at it?
I think she's asking that to the halfling.
Yes, you may look at my map.
Okay.
All right, you take a look at
Watching
this.
her. I'm watching her.
You see there are runes as well. It looks like he's written a few things on it as potential translations. Would you like to check the accuracy?
I'll and do a history check.
Very well.
28.
Excellent. The meanings behind these runes seem to speak to you beyond the barriers of time, and you make sense of them in an instant. Mog Valarathane, which to you very much carries the feeling of being a tower. Key Collector, incredibly accurate. Infernal Circle, as well, right on the money. Vault of Gold is not even close. That translates into Dungeon of Rusted Chains.
That bitch.
I'll put my arrow away as well as the bow.
I'd
I'd like to come forward.
It's full of crap.
You seem to have some skill. I think it's a skill we could use. Please, join us.
Rusted chains? That doesn't sound like gold.
And that does not sound like gold.
I will do so. I am here on a mission to seek lore, knowledge, artifacts
Well,
for
Old
my
stuff. I bet there's
Call
all kinds
me-
of old stuff in the rusty chains.
call me old-fashioned, but perhaps this key collector place might be a little more up your alley and less up the alley of death in a dungeon with rusted chains. It just doesn't sound pleasant.
So these two are right, though?
Yeah, these three seem to be just kind of literal, obvious descriptions of what they are. Mog Valarathane obviously is like a proper title, so that would merit an additional history check if anyone would rather, to see what in the world is this tower of Mog Valarathane.
I have no idea what that is.
28 again.
You have knowledge of what this is. It was built and inhabited by the tiefling warlock Damus Forsyth, who was known for drawing the power of the Shadowfell. His life work was to create the Chamber of Golden Wishes, which was said to grant unending wealth. It is not known whether he succeeded or not.
See, now that
All right,
definitely
so-
sounds like gold.
Reverse ho! Let's go north. Screw the
I don't
rusty
think we're going to
things.
be able to hit your circle, my friend.
Emphasis
Fine
on the
with
wealth,
me.
I see.
It
This
just
sound a little better?
it just seemed like the right thing to do on the place to on
Exactly,
the way to
plans.
rusty chains.
Plans change.
You see, you see me pull my sword out, and the blade actually separates from the hilt, and the blade goes down, but it's all connected by this long chain.
Oh, it like segments into a whip sword?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
All right, Ivy.
That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Okay, so what's the new destination then?
Northward ho!
Wouldn't
We're
want
going
this
to
thing to rust up on me.
Mog Tower Wishes of Gold.
You want to head towards Mog Valarathane?
Yep, that one.
Okay, so you hand it over to Navigator here, who does a little adjusting, and he says it's going to be just over 2 days of travel through the forest.
Nah, I'm still good.
Okay. All right. Well, that sounds good. You now have a party of 4. I believe we just had a nature check for navigating.
We are one shy of a sitcom.
Oh, yeah. All right. Who would like to make an individual skill check? I guess we'll just go in a circle.
I'm going to do the nature.
You already did yours.
Oh, well.
So do you want to just go around this direction?
Sure.
Okay. Do you have an individual skill check that you would like to use to aid the party?
Athletics?
Yes.
I can use athletics?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know what the terrain's like here, if it's like, doesn't seem too intense, but...
You can use athletics to clear a path ahead from debris or thick
Okay.
overgrowth.
Yeah.
Or to traverse challenging terrain, such as swimming across rivers, navigating gulches, or steep ridges,
Well, let's go with
trudging through mud.
athletics then. Sounds great to me. It's about all it seems like I got here. 22?
Success.
Oh, I'm sorry. 24.
You trudge through a thick patch of mud and lay down some logs and some fallen branches that aid your allies to get through an area that otherwise would have been mucky. Ryka.
Perception?
Yes, perception.
Ooh, 12.
12 is a failure. You step into a pile of something's manure,
No, plus 24.
That's not too bad of a failure, at least.
but you gracefully wipe it off with some leaves. Ludwig?
I would like to use my outstanding endurance to help encourage my fellows to continue with their tromping along and whatnot.
You don't have to roll that as an individual check. At the end of each round, everybody will roll a endurance check as a group.
Alright. How about stealth to scout ahead and make sure that there is no sort of beasties and creatures trying to get us.
What's your name?
I'll let you use stealth one time in the skill challenge.
Alright.
Being that it's kind of a secondary option.
What's past perception?
15?
Why, I do believe it's a 22.
Like, in the middle
15
of
is a success. You sneak ahead and you come upon what looks like a large hive of wasps all crawling throughout this tree, and you decide probably not better if we disturb
I'm
these
willing to bet
things.
you do
You
that
head back to
more
your
for
party and
attention than
advise them to
anything.
move around. Everybody needs to make an endurance check.
Does my wolf need to make one as well?
Yes.
17.
Alright.
Success.
Wolf has a 20. I have an 18.
Those are good.
12.
12?
19.
Okay, those are all good. Just you guys basically endure traveling through thick patches of undergrowth and uneven ground and up and down gulches, and you got bug bites, but none of it's phasing you at all, and you're doing just fine and well and swatting the bugs off you. And that counts as a success for the group, so there's one more. We're back to Navigator.
I have to do the nature.
Well, someone needs to make a nature check each round to navigate. It doesn't have to be you.
Alright,
I'm
well,
plus 4.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
20.
Success.
Here, later, what happened?
It's not incredibly difficult to navigate through this forest. Something you did even during your earlier days. You all have been traveling for some time when you come across an event of sorts. Everybody make a perception check.
I'm gonna get that one on multi-class.
I'm assuming can I use my pack alertness? It's minor at will.
14.
You and your wolf can both make one.
Well, it's a utility power where we both make perception checks.
That's fine.
21.
What do you have?
14.
14, 21.
18.
31, and then 31. We both have 31.
Okay. You see what look like these two pretty hefty-sized badger-type beasts
German.
coming out of this den over here by this ridge, and they look very angry and territorial, and they're just making these like badgery sounds. The 2 or 3 that got 20 or above, the couple of you,
Me and the wolf. I know
you
that.
notice other things which the others did not, and there are these other creatures in the trees that seem unrelated to the badgers. They are on tree branches, and at first, these oversized insects actually appear to be tree branches. Their slender bodies resemble twigs, and their head has a set of pincher-like jaws.
You mean dire.
Go ahead and roll for initiative.
No surprise around or nothing.
15 is the highest.
23.
23 for Exeter.
Mm-hmm.
Last time I did mine.
Okay. 15 for Ludwig.
What?
No, 15.
Howl.
15 for Howl. Who's at 15?
I have a 9 for Ludwig.
9 Ludwig.
I have an 11 for Ryka.
Okay, that would have been before Ludwig.
Well, he said it before I was able to get it.
All right. First up is Exeter.
So it's only difficult terrain in those thick, dark splotches?
No.
This is difficult
That's
terrain.
the green's difficult terrain. Those, it's like really thick undergrowth and uneven ground and roots and stuff. So it takes 3 squares per.
Get ready. They're coming.
These badger things are just like, and they're very territorial and they just come charging up.
Attacking my wolf?
The first one is attacking the wolf versus the wolf. AC 18.
Exactly hit.
And versus Exeter is 17. You sense some clawing on your heavy shield. Scratch, scratch.
I just beat him back. It's like,
yes. Wolf. 14 points of damage. It tears into the wolf with its claw.
Minor action, I focus on my greatsword. And another minor action, I activate my longtooth shifting, which also invigorates my wolf. And I rush forward, howling like a marauder bent on a rampage. This is Marauder's Rush coming at him. So +1 from charge, and you'll take care of that.
Yeah.
15.
No, your blade just hacks into tree trunk and grasses and other bush-like things.
I will cast Ethereal Chill. 13 versus Reflex.
No, it is a miss.
My Lion's Den full discipline power.
Man, we can't roll.
That's a 9 versus reflex.
All right, you attempt to pummel it, but you miss, unfortunately.
Correct.
Okay. You see these things carefully making their way through tree branches. And one of them is attempting to hide. But unless you're Ludwig or Exeter, you're aware of it.
moving?
Move to there.
Yes, sir.
Alright, it swipes at you with a claw. That is a 24 versus AC.
With -2.
With -2.
That is a hit.
5 damage. A little scrape.
Let's see what you taste like. Striking at in a very peculiar way. I'm gonna do a riposte strike. It's kind of like a setup for a comeback, counterattack if he tries to come back at me. Oh yeah. 25.
Mm-hmm. That's a
Actually
hit.
27, but -2. 19 damage. And then I'm going to lay my divine challenge on him. You will stay with me. I will carry you over.
Alright, you slash it with your... What do you have, a bastard sword?
Yes.
You slash with your bastard sword. That seems pretty effective. I believe it is going to try to attack you back. It is
Okay.
actually going to swipe at you
With
with...
immediate interrupt, I'm going to counter attack him with
All right.
my riposte strike.
Go for it.
11 damage. I'll make this quick and easy for you.
You have bloodied this thing. It's going to do like a frenzy of claws at you. Here's 2 claw swipes at you. 15 and 16 versus AC. I think you block both of those.
Mm-hmm.
That one there is attacking. Let's see, it was engaged with your wolf. Okay.
It's right there.
It will do 2 swipes at your wolf.
My wolf.
17 versus AC
Miss.
and lower. It is now Howl's turn.
Okay. I will spend a minor action to designate this one as my quarry. And then I will do paired predators which allows both me and my beast companion to shift 2 squares before the attack. I will just have the beast companion shift back. I will make this attack with flank against my quarry. '20 at AC.
Yes.
26 damage to him. I take my greatsword and slice right into him as hard as I can.
Yeah, you damn near chop him in half. He is dead.
You see my guy open his mouth and suck in the remaining soul energy out of him.
I don't think this badger had a soul.
Or whatever. It doesn't matter.
Animals have souls.
No.
Not a soul in the sentient creature sense of things.